Okay? Because we're all full of shenanigans today.
Hi Clark.
Sup?
How are you?
Good.
What you doing today?
Getting annoyed.
Why?
Anyway.
Going down.
Welcome guys.
Going
We
down.
are coming to you with a Dark Irregular Scharhrot deck build. Some of the numbers might be a little mixed up because I gave Chris a couple of cards, but you'll get the gist of it. So starting off, we have Batman. I was playing the other starter, the one where it's, you stride and then you put all of your darkness, you bring one and hires into the soul, but when you're playing Scharhrot, it kind of backfires on you, so I switched back to this. And my games have gone a little bit more smoother. The 4 heals. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really want to run these at 4, but that's the ideal setup for the heals. So far I'm doing the 4 stands, the 4 Scharhrot crit, and the soul charging crit. Next up is the grade 1s. You play Edge into Darkness. The 3K to make your lanes plus 10. It's really good. If you're ever short 5 shield, you can also intercept with it. So why not? Anything that adds an extra 5k shield, and guard restrictions are a thing where you can't guard with grade 1 or higher from the deck, or from the hand. These cards, when you can guard from the field, bind zone, anything like that, are great. We play the 4 Succubus of Avarice. I don't particularly like her in Scharhrot because you have to retire a unit, and you kind of need all of your units in Scharhrot. It's not like Tibble and Sullivan where you can recycle. You need all of your key pieces, and you need everything on the board where it's not going to minus you. So I've gotten fond of playing Closet Balloon, the other perfect guard, because when he's in the soul and you have 10 cards in the soul or more, you get to draw a card after your perfect guard. So, I mean, why would you not want to play that? Like, you kind of need all your pieces. You're gonna recycle the soul later anyway. So why not play it? I mean, this is great, but hand is a really important thing in Scharhrot especially. Next up, we'll have the 4 Jaegers. When he goes into soul for anything, counterblast 1, you draw a card. And he's also a stride fodder as well. If you're playing darkness like Scharhrot, everything in your soul is going to be darkness, so you get to stride pretty much off of him. And because it's a Scharhrot, and because we're not recycling things fast enough or hard enough like Tibble, we play an additional 3 stride fodder, just so we won't have any problem striding and we can continue with our game as fast as possible and as clean as possible. Next up, we have the 3 Succubus, Counterblast 1, if you have 6, unflip. If you have 10, why am I forgetting? If it's 10, draw 2 cards and then you discard 1. Okay. So it's really good. I was playing Librarian for a little bit, Flying Librarian, and she was really good, but she was messing me up because she's not Darkness, and you need Darkness cards in the soul in order for you to go through the deck faster. Next up is Demonted Executioner. I'm letting Chris borrow one of them, but he's run at 4. When he's placed down, it's check top 7 for a Darkness unit. And he's really good because you can get him off the search and then you can just draw a card. Early game. And early game is important now, like more than ever. Next up is the 4. Brennan Vanguard. When you swing Counterblast 1, you gain a K, 1,000 attack for each card in the soul. And then after that, you get to draw a card and soul charge him. So that's really good.
Yeah, I just started back this birthday in the summer.
Next up, the grade 3s get a little tricky. So we play 2 Glezin, just because he's always good on rear guard. We play the 4 Scharhrot because it's a really good Vanguard and a really good rear guard. And in those odd cases, we still play the 2 just for the name because we do have a crit and we do have a grade 2 that is very important. Next up for the Stride lineup is pretty basic. Seabreeze, obviously we know why. You know, your opponent wants to play grade 2 game, grade 1 game. If they miss their ride and they whiff the G assist, Seabreeze is always great. And it's free off of our new Scharhrot. Plus we get to retire and soul charge. Why not? If you're starting the game and this is your first stride and everything's going according to plan, we have Sorrowful Slice, Luxurious. His name is Luxurious. So, Counterblast 1, Soul Charge 3, if you put a Darkness unit in the soul, if you have 10, I believe, you grab a grade 3 from the soul, add it to your hand, which is good because you want to be able to get these from the soul and, you know, be able to call them. Same thing with Glezin, you want to be able to call him, counterblast, check top 5, and grab whatever darkness units you want and put them into the soul. If you don't have counterblast and you're playing a weird game, because people like to aggravate people by playing by playing childish, we can go into our first stride on hit ever. And on hit, you soul charge 2 and draw 1. And if you just so happen to soul charge Jaeger, you get a draw 2. Next up are Gilderai. Everybody's saying, we don't need to run 4 anymore. Why not? It's garbage. It has a crit. It gains 10k. It's good. You might not use both sets, but it's still good to have. And depending on if you have to G-assist, depending on the game or the type of deck you're playing against, you can easily just remove the 2 from the game. Coming up, our new bread and butters, bread and mouth. For those of you that don't know what he does, when he swings, you counterblast 1, you choose 2 cards from your hand, put them in your soul, and then you take all of the grade 0s that are in your soul, put them into your deck, and shuffle. And this is before your triple drive. After he swings, you stand him back up, and he loses twin drives, so he gets to swing once more. So pretty much like Spectral, any restanding Vanguard that does the 3 checks and then the last 1. Next up, people play these at 2, people play these at 1. The one Steeped in Sin Scharhrot, it's good for those rushy type builds and anything that plays like Resist or anything that's just, you know, give you a basic time, and it's annoying. So, easily, again, stride. Any skills on stride that go off, activate them if you want. When he swings, counterblast 1. All of the units that are on the board on your side of the field go into your soul, and then your opponent retires his entire board. He does not gain crit, unfortunately, but he does gain 10k, and he does have the ability to block Sentinel. Next up is the G-Zone. Next, these are kind of floating around. I like these at 2 just in case because the shield gains plus 10, and a lot of things are hitting heavier now, and there's a big power creep going around. So these are always good to have. You know, the Vanguard swinging for like, I don't know, 36 raw or 46 raw, you can easily just drop one of these down, and he should definitely be able to help you out and make your guarding life a little bit easier, especially in Tibble. But again, you gotta give credit where credit is due for certain types of decks. Next up, we play the one of. She's really good early, and she's decent late. Depending on if you have Counterblast or not, for the other shields. If you know what's in the deck, then you can easily just go into her and then Soul Charge, get the 5. It's decent. But there are times where you'd rather run the new Vincent shield, which Soul Charge is 1. And when you use his heal trigger, you get to Soul Charge the heal trigger, which will help out for Bread of Mouth. Next up we have our, oh my god, I love this one, our Sabnak. When you G-Guard with him, you Counterblast 1, he and your Vanguard gain plus 5k each. So it's only on the Vanguard swing. So it'll help out with those pesky pokes, like Nova Grapplers or Aqua Force, things of that nature, that are only swinging for you for a 5k drop. This makes it so much easier to deal with. And last but not least is our amazing Generation Break 8 unit. Absolute Zero. For 13 cards in the soul, for each 13 cards in the soul, each set, the front row gains 13 power, and they gain a crit. And this will definitely help out for those enigmatic assassin turns. So when he comes out, you know, if he's got the plus 15 power to him, he'll be swinging for 20. With this effect, he'll be swinging for 33 with crit. So that's pretty good. What else is there? This also helps out with our new Scharhrot, because she then becomes a 29 swinger, and you can't use zeros to block her with a crit. So that's really devastating for people to deal with. Late game, I wouldn't advise it because, you know, it's late game or whatever, but, you know, these do turn into 17 columns, our crit trigger. So, not that I would advise it, but, you know, you never know. Anything can happen in a game, and it's really weird. But, so far, that's our build for Scharhrot. That's my personal build for Scharhrot. Like I said, I would definitely like to use Closet Balloon for a perfect guard, and I'm still working out some numbers around, but so far, this is what we're dealing with, and this is what we're working with so far. So guys, thank you. I appreciate being on Powerline. Love it. Love you guys. And I hope you have fun with the decks.